structure of the VHDL. Second is the data types, then extensive set of the VHDL operators, right? And the different methodologies, we can say the modeling styles which are used in VHDL. So all that things we have covered in the VHDL. So this is the one of the modern tools to represent a digital system, right? And in today's session, we'll learn about of the Verilog modern tools, which again useful to represent a digital system, right? In the Verilog, first we have to understand the structure of the Verilog module, right? Uh, then before of the structure, we will also understand the, in short, history of the Verilog module, right? Then we'll go on to the structure of Verilog module. Then what are the data types which are used in the Verilog, right? Again, what are the operators? Operators are the common, only its representation, we can say the syntax is different in the case of the VHDL and the Verilog, right? So please mute your sound at your side. All the students are request. Please mute your sound. After the end of the session, you can listen the or you can listen a music. कोणाला गाणे ऐकायचे असेल प्लीज सेशन झाल्यानंतर ते गाणे ऐका. Okay, so now here we will continue with the Verilog. Okay, so first we will understand the structure of Verilog. In the structure of Verilog module, before going to the structure of the Verilog module, we will understand the short history of the Verilog. That is, the Verilog is a hardware description language. Okay, also we can full form for the Verilog is the verify logic. Okay, so this is the full form of the Verilog, and Verilog is only for the digital IC, not for the analog IC. Okay, so in the Viva or in the oral point of view, the question, Verilog is valid for the digital or the analog. It's only valid for or useful for the digital IC. Okay, so Verilog uses gate level design abstraction, right? So that is the main purpose of the Verilog. So history point of view, it was introduced by Gateway Design Automation in 1984. Okay, and Verilog synthesis tool can create logic circuit structures directly from Verilog behavioral description and target them to a selected technology for realization. So that is the actual use of the Verilog language. Okay. Using Verilog, we can design, simulate, and synthesize anything from a simple combinational circuit to a complete advanced digital circuit like as a microprocessor, system on a chip. Okay, so that kind of the or also we can say the complex digital circuit. Also we can design, simulate, and synthesis with the Verilog module or the Verilog tool. Okay. IEEE created a standard group that is the IEEE 1364. Okay, so that is the officially Verilog standard and which was published in 1995. Okay, so that's why this version is also called as a Verilog 1995. Okay, after that 1995, few of the modification with the Verilog tools. So after the 1995, the Verilog was published with the name is Verilog 2001. Okay, and it's called as the enhanced in Verilog standard. That is the Verilog 2001. Okay, so that is the recent version of the Verilog, right? So now we'll come on the our first point, that is the structure of Verilog module. So first here we have we know about of that is the Verilog is useful whenever we have to represent a complex digital simple as well complex digital circuit. Complex in terms of Also, we can develop the microprocessor or the system on chip. That kind of the digital circuit we can implement with the Verilog tool. Okay. So first we have to understand that is the structure of Verilog module, right? So what is the structure of Verilog module? Whenever we have to represent any digital circuit, we know how it's structured, right? So comparatively in the VHDL, we know with the different primary or the design units, we can implement any digital system with the Verilog VHDL code, but we have to follow the some design construct like as a yes entity declaration, package declaration, configuration declaration, architecture body. Okay, so that kind of the primary constructs are used. And major primary constructs, or we can say the VHDL code has mainly divided into the only two major primary constructs. One is the entity and second is the architecture. Right. So in the case of Verilog module, here we have to follow the module. That is the keyword is that Verilog module. So first here we'll understand the structure of Verilog module. Okay. The Verilog module has a declaration and a body. Okay. The first declaration, like as in the case of VHDL, with the entity, we have declared the input output signals, like as a in out or in out port, right? But in the case of Verilog, so it has that module has divided into the two parts, that is a declaration and a body. Okay. With the declaration, we can assign a input output signal names. Okay. And the body where it shows the relationship between the input and output. What is the relationship between input and output signal, right? It means here we can perform the different operations with the body. Okay. So in the declaration name, inputs output of the module are listed. Body shows the relationship between the input and the output that already I explained. And one of the we can say the important points related to the Verilog module, that is the Verilog is a case sensitive. Whenever you have to write down the code with the Verilog, so we should keep it in our mind that is the Verilog is a case sensitive language, right? So here, with the example, we can easily understand the structure of Verilog module. That is the module. Okay, always start the predefined keyword is that the module. In the case of VHDL, always start with the keyword is predefined word is the entity. Right after the writing the few libraries, we have to start with the keyword is entity. But now here in the case of Verilog, the Verilog code is always start with the keyword is module. Okay. Then declare the name of the module or the followed by the name of the module, that is the half underscore adder. In bracket, mention all the input output signal which are used in our code, right? So I1, I2, O1, O2, okay, semicolon. Declaration. So according to this module has divided into two parts. One is the declaration and body. So this is the declaration part, right? So in the declaration part, that is the input I1, I2, okay, and output O1, O2. I1, I2 declare assign as the input and O1, O2 assign as the out. Okay, so that is the declaration part. Next is that the body. In the body it shows or it specifies the relationship between inputs and outputs, right? So here the statement is start with the keyword is assign statement, right? So write down the keyword is assign. Here we don't need to mention any architecture body name. Only mention the module name, that is the half underscore added. First part is the declaration, and after declaration you can immediately start with the writing the body. Okay. So here the first statement is assignment. Okay, assign statement. Uh, Output signal is the O1. O1 assign as I1. Yes, I2. So here this is the operators. This is the operator. That operator it specifies the yes logical operation, right? Again here the one of the operator it's perform the logical operation. So these are the logical operation. Okay. And after completing these statements, so yes, I forget semicolon. Okay, after completing all the statements, so you have to end with the end module. Okay, so that is the simple structure for the Verilog, right? In the structure of Verilog module, here Verilog ports can be input. This should appear on the right hand side of the statement. Port is the read. Output, this can appear on either side of the statement. In out used as a both input and output to represent the bidirectional bus. Okay. So one of the important point, that is the data types in the Verilog. Okay. Commonly use the nates and register data types in the Verilog, right? So whenever we have to declare signal as a wire, or if the connectivity between these two signals, so use the net. Okay, declare by a predefined word wire. Okay, whenever we have declared the data type by the name of the wire, so this is the data type. Name of the data type is net. Okay, so what do you mean by the net? Net have a value that changes continuously by the circuit that are driving them. Okay, so if you have to changes continuously changes on the signal, okay, and that times you can use. Okay, sorry for interruption. Uh, so this is the first data type is the net, and it is used by the name of the wire. Okay. Whenever we have to change the continuously value, so in that case we have to use the wire data types. Right? How to represent that wire? So that is example, that is the wire, name of the signal, that is the sum is the name of the signal. And for this sum is defined by the data type is wire. Wire, yes, sum. Okay. One dash or the one tick B0. So that is the one bit binary signal, that is the 0. So that is the representation. One tick B0. Second data types is the registers. Okay. So uh, major difference between the net and register, which are the most commonly used in the Verilog. Net is used whenever the value is continuously changed, and the register data type is used whenever we have to store the any value, right? So in the case of the memory, whenever we have to design a memory digital circuit, yes, Deepak sir, please continue. Yes, all of you, one request. Now Deepak sir will give the some notice for you, please. Deepak sir, please continue.